night air touches your skin. Cool, soft, like silk drawn across your shoulders. You stand at the edge of the river, and the river does not move quickly. It drifts. It hums. The water carries moonlight on its surface, and the moonlight breaks into silver pieces, small and glowing like scattered coins of peace. You breathe slowly. The willows lean over the water. Their branches hang low, touching the current with the tips of their leaves. The leaves whisper. They do not speak words. They speak in rustles, in the language of wind and patience. The sound is gentle. It moves through the air like a lullaby sung by the earth itself. You let go. Your feet are bare against the moss. The moss is cool and damp. It holds the memory of rain, though no rain has fallen tonight. The texture is soft beneath your toes. You curl them slightly, feeling the give of the earth, the gentle compression, the way it welcomes your weight without resistance. You breathe slowly. The mist rises from the water. It does not rush. It curls. It drifts upward in slow spirals, pale and luminous, like breath made visible. The mist wraps around the willow trunks. It pools in the hollows between roots. It softens the edges of the world until everything feels distant and close at once. The night holds you. Above, the moon is full, not bright, not harsh. It glows with a soft, diffused light, as though filtered through layers of silk. The moon watches. It does not judge. It does not hurry. It simply rests in the sky, round and patient, casting its glow over the water, over the willows, over you. You breathe slowly. The fireflies appear. 1, then 2, then more. They drift through the air like tiny lanterns carried by invisible hands. Their light pulses softly, on, off, a rhythm that matches your heartbeat. They float near the water's edge, weaving between the willow branches, their glow reflected in the river's surface. Each one is a small sun, a fragment of warmth in the cool night. You let go. The river hums. It is not a sound you hear with your ears alone. It is deeper than that. It vibrates in your chest, in your bones. The water moves over stones worn smooth by time. It flows around roots that have grown into the riverbed. The current is steady, unhurried, eternal. It has always been here. It will always be here. You breathe slowly. You take a step closer to the water. The ground beneath your feet changes. The moss gives way to smooth pebbles. They are cool and rounded, polished by years of water's touch. They press gently into the soles of your feet, not painful, just present, a reminder that you are here, standing at the threshold between earth and water, between stillness and flow. The night holds you. The scent of the river reaches you now. It is clean and ancient, wet stone, river mist, the faint sweetness of jasmine growing somewhere upstream. Its blossoms open in the dark. The air tastes of coolness, of silence, of the space between one breath and the next. You breathe slowly. You kneel at the water's edge. The movement is slow, deliberate. Your knees find the moss again. Your hands reach forward. Your fingertips touch the surface of the river. The water is cool. It wraps around your fingers like liquid moonlight. You do not pull away. The river drifts beneath your touch. It flows around your hand, over your wrist, carrying its ancient song through your skin. You feel the current's gentle pull, not strong, not insistent, just there, a quiet invitation. You let go. You close your eyes. The darkness behind your eyelids is not empty. It is full of the sound of water moving, full of the whisper of willow leaves, full of the soft pulse of firefly light, even though you cannot see it. Your body remembers the glow. Your mind holds the image. Silver ripples, drifting mist, the moon's reflection broken into 1,000 pieces. You breathe slowly. Time loosens. You do not know how long you have knelt here. Minutes, hours. It does not matter. The river does not count time. The moon does not measure moments. They simply exist, and in their existence, they invite you to do the same. The night holds you. You open your eyes. The world returns, soft and unchanged. The willows still lean. The mist still curls. The fireflies still drift. The river still hums its endless song. You breathe slowly. You stand. The motion is fluid, unhurried. Your body rises from the moss, your hand trailing in the water, for one more moment before lifting free. Droplets fall from your fingertips. They catch the moonlight as they descend, each one a tiny prism, a spark of silver before they rejoin the river. You let go. You begin to walk along the riverbank. Your steps are soft. The earth does not protest. The moss cushions each footfall. Occasionally, a pebble shifts beneath your heel, but the sound is muted, absorbed by the night's thick quietness. The water flows beside you, always moving, always the same. You breathe slowly. The willow branches brush your shoulder as you pass beneath them. The touch is light, almost a caress. The leaves are cool and slightly damp with mist. They trail across your arm, your neck, your hair, leaving the faintest sensation of contact, a whisper against your skin. The night holds you. You notice the way the moonlight falls through the willow canopy. It filters through the leaves in beams and shafts of pale silver that illuminate small sections of the path. Here, a cluster of ferns. There, a flat stone worn smooth. Each beam creates a small stage, a moment of visibility before the darkness returns. You breathe slowly. The fireflies follow you, or perhaps you follow them. It is impossible to tell. They drift ahead, their lights blinking in patterns that seem both random and intentional. You watch them. You do not try to understand. You simply observe the dance, the slow ballet of light and shadow, of presence and absence. You let go. The river curves ahead. You cannot see far into the distance. The mist is thicker there, a soft wall of white that obscures what lies beyond. But you are not concerned. You do not need to see the future. You only need to see the next step, the next stone, the next patch of moss beneath your feet. You breathe slowly. The sound of the river changes slightly. Deeper, richer. You realize the riverbed must be wider here, the water pooling into a deeper channel. The current slows even further, becoming almost still. The surface is smooth, mirror-like, reflecting the moon so perfectly that it is difficult to tell which is real, the moon above or the moon below. The night holds you. You stop walking. You stand at the edge of this wider pool, looking out across the water. The far bank is distant, barely visible through the mist. But here, at your feet, the water is clear. You can see stones beneath the surface. You can see the slow drift of underwater plants, their leaves waving gently in the current's faint pull. You breathe slowly. A single willow tree grows at the pool's edge, larger than the others. Its trunk is thick and gnarled, twisted by years of growth. Its roots spread wide, some above the earth, some disappearing into the water. The branches hang so low they touch the river's surface, creating a curtain of leaves, a threshold between the bank and the water. You let go. You move toward the tree. Your hand reaches out. Your palm finds the bark. It is rough and cool, textured with deep grooves that run vertically along the trunk. You trace one with your finger, following its path downward, feeling the tree's age, its patience, its quiet strength. You breathe slowly. You sit at the base of the tree. The roots create a natural seat, a cradle formed by wood and earth. You settle into it, your back against the trunk, your legs stretched out before you. The moss cushions you. The tree supports you. The river flows just beyond your feet. The night holds you. You close your eyes again. The darkness is warm now, familiar. You hear the water. You hear the leaves. You hear the distant chirp of night insects, a soft chorus that rises and falls like breathing. You hear your own breath, slow and steady, joining the symphony. You breathe slowly. The air moves across your face, a breeze barely there, just enough to stir the hair at your temples, to carry the scent of jasmine a little stronger now, mingling with the river's coolness. You let go. Your body relaxes, muscle by muscle, breath by breath. The tension you did not know you carried begins to dissolve, flowing out of you like water through open fingers. It drains into the earth, into the moss, into the roots of the willow. The tree accepts it without complaint. The earth absorbs it without effort. You breathe slowly. The river drifts. The moon watches. The fireflies glow. The night holds you, and you rest. Not sleep, not yet. Just rest. The kind of rest that comes from surrender, from allowing the world to hold you without demanding anything in return. You breathe slowly. Time continues to loosen. The edges of your awareness blur. You are the riverbank. You are the water. You are the mist rising. You are the moonlight breaking into silver pieces. You are the willow's whisper. You are the firefly's pulse. You let go. The river hums, and the river carries you, not with water, with sound, with presence, with the ancient knowledge that all things flow, all things drift, all things return to stillness in their own time. You breathe slowly. The night holds you, and you are held completely, gently, without end. The first chapter closes like a soft exhale, like the moment between waking and dreaming, where the body still feels the world, but the mind begins to float. The river continues its song. The willows continue their dance. The moon continues its watch, and you continue, breathing slowly, letting go, resting in the arms of the moonlit river. The water drifts. The night holds you, and all is well. You breathe slowly. The willow cradles you still. Your eyes remain closed, but you sense the change. The night has deepened, not darker, deeper, as though the hours have added weight to the air, thickness to the silence, richness to the space between sounds. You let go. The river's voice has shifted. It is softer now, more distant, as though the water has learned to whisper even more quietly. The current moves beneath the sound of your breathing, beneath the rustle of leaves, beneath the pulse of your own heartbeat. It is there, always there, a foundation upon which all other sounds rest. You breathe slowly. You open your eyes. The moon has moved across the sky, not much, just enough that its light now falls at a different angle through the willow branches. The beams of silver have shifted. They illuminate new sections of the riverbank, new stones, new clusters of ferns. What was visible before now rests in shadow. What was hidden now glows. The night holds you. You rise from your seat among the roots. The movement is gentle. Your body unfolds slowly, vertebra by vertebra, muscle releasing and extending. Your hand remains on the willow's trunk for a moment longer, palm pressed to bark, feeling the tree's steadiness, its deep anchoring in the earth. You breathe slowly. You step away from the tree. Your feet find the moss again, cool, soft, welcoming. You walk toward the water's edge, toward the wide pool that stretches before you, like a sheet of liquid glass. The surface is even stiller now than before. No ripples disturb it. No breeze touches it. It reflects the sky perfectly. Moon, stars, the dark silhouettes of willow branches. You let go. You kneel at the water's edge once more. This time, you do not touch the surface immediately. You simply look. You study the reflection. The moon floats in the water, round and luminous, an orb of pale light suspended in liquid darkness. Around it, stars scatter like seeds of brightness, each one a pinprick of silver against the black. You breathe slowly. You cannot tell where the water ends and the sky begins. The boundary has dissolved. Above and below have merged into a single plane of existence, and you kneel at its threshold, at the place where earth meets infinite reflection. The night holds you. You lower your hand to the water. Your fingertips break the surface. The reflection shatters. Moon and stars fragment into dancing light, ripples spreading outward in perfect circles, expanding, intersecting, creating patterns of silver geometry across the pool. water moves around your fingers, cool and alive, carrying the moonlight with it, redistributing the glow across the surface. You breathe slowly. You watch the ripples spread. They reach the far edges of the pool, touching the banks, lapping gently against stone and root. Then they return, reflected back toward the center, toward your hand. The water remembers every touch. It carries the memory outward and brings it back, a conversation between you and the river, spoken in circles of light. You let go. The ripples fade. The surface settles. The moon returns to wholeness in the water. The stars reappear, one by one, reclaiming their positions in the liquid sky. The reflection rebuilds itself, patient and perfect, as though it was never broken at all. You breathe slowly. You stand. You turn away from the pool and begin to walk again, following the curve of the riverbank as it bends deeper into the night. The path narrows here. The willows grow closer together, their branches forming a loose canopy overhead, a tunnel of leaves and silver light. The night holds you. The fireflies are more numerous now. They fill the space between the trees like stars brought down to earth. Their lights pulse in slow rhythm, on, off, creating a pattern of illumination that shifts and changes, that breathes with its own life. You walk through their glow, and they do not flee. They drift around you, above you, beside you, their tiny lights reflecting in the river's surface. You breathe slowly. The scent of jasmine grows stronger. It weaves through the air, sweet and delicate, mixing with the cool dampness of river mist, with the earthy smell of moss and wet stone. You breathe it in. You hold it in your lungs for a moment, tasting the sweetness on your tongue, feeling it settle into your chest like a gentle warmth. You let go. The path opens suddenly. The willows part, and before you lies a small clearing. The grass here is soft and thick, luminous with dew. At the clearing center grows a jasmine vine, ancient and sprawling, its stems thick as rope, its branches heavy with white blossoms that glow like small moons in the darkness. You breathe slowly. You enter the clearing. Your feet press into the grass. It is cool and wet, the dew soaking into your skin, tiny droplets clinging to your ankles. You walk toward the jasmine vine. The flowers seem to multiply as you approach, hundreds of them, thousands, each blossom perfect and open, releasing its perfume into the night air. The night holds you. You reach the vine. Your hand extends. Your fingers touch a single blossom. The petals are soft, softer than silk, softer than breath. They feel like touching moonlight itself, like cupping a piece of luminescence in your palm. The flower does not fall. It remains on the vine, steady and sure, but it yields to your touch, its petals bending slightly, welcoming the contact. You breathe slowly. You close your eyes. The scent surrounds you completely now. It is not overwhelming. It is perfect. It fills the space around you, inside you, creating a bubble of sweetness that holds you suspended in this moment, in this clearing, in this breath. You let go. You open your eyes. A moth appears, large and pale. Its wing is the color of cream, veined with delicate lines of silver. It lands on the jasmine blossom beside your hand. Its wings open and close slowly, rhythmically, each movement deliberate and measured. The wings catch the moonlight, reflecting it in soft pulses that match the fireflies' glow. You breathe slowly. You watch the moth. It is entirely still, except for the gentle motion of its wings. It does not feed. It simply rests, perched on the white petals, a creature of the night drawn to beauty, to light, to the promise of peace. The night holds you. You lower your hand. You step back from the vine. You turn and find a place to sit in the grass at the clearing's edge, where you can see both the jasmine and the river beyond. The ground is soft. The dew seeps through your clothing, cool against your skin, but not uncomfortable, just present, just real. You breathe slowly. You lie back. The grass cushions your head. The earth supports your spine. You stretch out fully, arms at your sides, palms open to the sky. Above you, through the gap in the willow canopy, you can see the stars. So many stars. More than you remembered, they fill the sky with pinpoints of light, scattered across the darkness like salt spilled on black velvet. Some are bright, some are dim. Some pulse faintly, all are constant. You let go. Your breathing deepens. In, out. In, out. The rhythm matches the river's flow, matches the moth's wings, matches the firefly's pulse. Everything is connected. Everything breathes together. You breathe slowly. The dew on your skin begins to feel warm, not from heat, from presence, from the way it connects you to the grass, to the earth, to the moisture in the air, to the mist rising from the river. You are part of the cycle now, part of the water's journey from river to air to dew to earth to river again. The night holds you. You feel the earth beneath you. Really feel it. Not solid, ancient, patient. It has held countless others before you. It will hold countless others after. Right now, in this moment, it holds you completely, without reservation, without judgment. You breathe slowly. The stars seem closer now, as though the act of lying down has brought you nearer to the sky, or brought the sky nearer to you. You could reach up and touch them, you think. You could gather them in your hands like flowers, like fireflies, like pieces of captured light, but you do not reach. You simply rest. You let go. The river continues its song. The jasmine continues its perfume. The moth continues its vigil. The fireflies continue their dance, and you continue to breathe slowly, deeply, allowing each inhale to fill you with coolness, with sweetness, with the essence of the night, and allowing each exhale to release everything you no longer need. Every tension, every thought, every fragment of the world beyond this, clearing. You breathe slowly. Time dissolves completely. There is no past. There is no future. There is only now. Only this breath. Only this moment of grass and stars and jasmine and river. The night holds you. Your eyelids grow heavy, not with sleep exactly, with peace, with the kind of deep relaxation that comes from total surrender, from allowing the world to be exactly as it is, from releasing the need to control or understand or change anything at all. You breathe slowly. The moth takes flight. You watch it through half-closed eyes. Its pale wings carry it across the clearing, over the jasmine, toward the river. It moves in slow loops, in gentle spirals, following some path only it can sense. The fireflies part for it, creating a corridor of pulsing light through which it flies. You let go. The moth disappears into the mist. The fireflies close the gap it left behind. Everything returns to its previous rhythm, its previous pattern, as though the moth was always meant to leave, as though its departure was simply another note in the night's continuous song. You breathe slowly. You close your eyes. Fully now, the darkness is complete and comfortable. You can still see everything, the jasmine, the river, the stars, but now you see them with an inner vision, with memory, with the imprint they have left on your consciousness. The night holds you. Your body sinks deeper into the grass. The earth accepts your weight. Gravity becomes gentle, a soft pull downward, a tender invitation to release, to rest, to allow the ground to hold every part of you. You breathe slowly. The jasmine's perfume wraps around you like a blanket, invisible but present, soft but real. It creates a cocoon of sweetness, a protected space within the larger night, a small world where only peace exists. You let go. Your breathing slows further. Each inhale takes longer. Each exhale releases more. The pauses between breaths expand, growing wider, deeper, filling with silence that is not empty, but full of presence, full of the river's hum, full of the earth's steady heartbeat. You breathe slowly. The river drifts. The stars watch. The jasmine blooms. The night holds you, and you are held completely, gently, in the arms of the moonlit river, in the cradle of the ancient earth, in the embrace of the patient sky. You breathe slowly, and the second chapter fades like mist, dissolving into morning, like starlight softening into dawn, like one breath giving way to the next. The clearing remains, the jasmine remains, the river remains, and you remain, breathing, resting, held by the night. The water drifts, the night holds you, and all is well. You breathe slowly. The grass releases you gently. Your body knows it is time to move, though no urgency calls. You sit up with the slowness of water finding its level, of mist rising from the river's surface. Your palms press into the dew-soaked earth. The moisture clings to your skin, cool and silver in the moonlight. You let go. The clearing behind you holds the memory of your rest. The grass where you lay is pressed flat, a temporary impression, a shadow of presence that will rise again with the coming dawn. But dawn is far is still deep, still patient, still yours. You breathe slowly. You stand. Your legs remember their purpose. Your feet find the earth with certainty. The jasmine vine glows behind you, its white blossoms luminous against the darkness. You turn toward it once more, offering a moment of silent gratitude. The flowers do not move. They do not need to. Their perfume is answer enough. The night holds you. You leave the clearing. The willow tunnel receives you again. The branches overhead weave together more tightly now, creating a ceiling of leaves through which only fragments of moonlight pass. The path beneath your feet is narrower here, barely wider than your shoulders. Roots rise from the earth like the backs of sleeping animals. You step over them carefully, your bare feet learning their shapes, their curves, their patient stillness. You breathe slowly. The river sounds different on this side of the clearing. Quicker, more alive. The water has found stones to dance around, has discovered a slight decline in the riverbed, not a waterfall, not even rapids, just a gentle increase in speed, a quickening of the current's pulse. The sound is like soft laughter, like whispered secrets, like 1,000 tiny bells ringing beneath the surface. You let go. The fireflies guide you still. They drift ahead, marking the path with their pulsing light. On, off, on, off. Their rhythm has not changed, but their numbers have grown. The air is thick with them now, a constellation brought down to earth, a river of light flowing parallel to the river of water. You breathe slowly. You follow the curve of the path as it bends closer to the water's edge. The bank here is different. No soft moss, no gentle grass. Instead, smooth stones line the shore, rounded and gray, stacked by time and water into natural formations. Some are small as your palm, others are large as your torso. They gleam with moisture, catching the moon's reflection in patches of silver. The night holds you. You step onto the stones. Your feet adjust to their coolness, their smoothness. The surface is slick with river spray, but not dangerously so. You find your balance easily, instinctively. Your body knows how to move here. Your muscles remember ancient skills, how to navigate uncertain ground, how to trust the earth to meet each step. You breathe slowly. You walk out onto the stones, away from the bank, toward the river's center. The water flows around the rocks, dividing and rejoining, creating channels of current that whisper and sing. The sound surrounds you now, not just beside you, around you, beneath you. The stones conduct the river's voice, carry it up through your feet, into your legs, into your center. You let go. You stop on a large, flat stone near the water's middle. From here, you can see both banks. The willows on either side lean inward, their branches reaching across the water but not touching, leaving a corridor of open sky above the river. Through this gap, the moon shines directly down, unfiltered, its light falling onto the water like a pathway, like a road made of silver leading somewhere you cannot see. You breathe slowly. You sit on the stone. The surface is cool and slightly damp. You cross your legs, settle your weight, find your center. The stone holds you firmly. Beneath it, the water flows. You You feel the vibration through the rock, a gentle trembling, a constant reminder that everything moves, everything flows, even when it seems still. The night holds you. You place your palms flat on the stone beside you. You close your eyes. The world does not disappear. It intensifies. Without sight, the other senses sharpen, deepen, expand. The sound of the water becomes three-dimensional. You hear the surface ripples, the deeper currents, the places where water meets stone and turns aside. You hear the individual voices within the river's chorus. You breathe slowly. The air moves across your face. A breeze has found you here, in the river's center. It travels downstream, following the water's path, carrying coolness and the scent of upstream places you have not yet seen. Forest depths, hidden pools, mountain springs where the river was born. You let go. You open your mouth slightly. You taste the air, clean, clear, mineral touched from the stones, sweet from some distant bloom, cool from the water's constant exhalation. The taste settles on your tongue, fills your mouth, slides down your throat. You swallow it like a sacrament, like a blessing, like the essence of the night itself. You breathe slowly. You open your eyes. The moon has moved again. Its light now strikes the water at a sharper angle, creating longer shadows behind the stones, darker pools where the light cannot reach. The contrast is beautiful. Silver and shadow, brightness and depth, all dancing together on the water's surface. The night holds you. A heron appears. You did not see it arrive. Perhaps it was always there, standing so still among the shadows that it became invisible, became part of the darkness itself. But now you see it, tall and gray, standing on one leg in the shallows near the far bank. Its neck is curved, its head tucked close to its body. It does not hunt. It simply stands, waiting, being. You breathe slowly. You watch the heron. It does not move. Minutes pass, or perhaps no time passes at all. The heron remains perfectly still, a statue carved from mist and patience. Even its eye does not blink. It stares into the water, into the darkness beneath the surface, into depths only it can fathom. You let go. Then, with a motion so sudden it seems impossible, the heron strikes. Its head darts down. Its beak pierces the water. A flash of silver. A fish, small and desperate. The heron lifts its head. The fish disappears down its throat in one smooth motion, and then stillness returns. The heron resumes its statue pose, as though nothing happened, as though the strike was a dream, a moment imagined rather than witnessed. You breathe slowly. You understand something in that moment, though you cannot name it. Something about patience, about waiting, about the way life moves in rhythms of stillness and action, of rest and motion, of silence and song. The heron knows this. The river knows this. The night knows this. And now you know it too. The night holds you. You stand on your stone. You raise your arms slowly extending them outward from your sides, parallel to the water. The position feels natural, inevitable. Your palms face down, your fingers spread slightly. You are a bridge between earth and sky, between stone and air, between the solidity beneath you and the emptiness above. You breathe slowly. The breeze catches your arms. You feel the air pressure against your palms, gentle but real. You feel the way it flows around your fingers, creating tiny currents, miniature rivers of wind. You are an obstacle and a conduit at once, something the air must navigate around and through. You let go. You close your eyes again. Standing now, arms extended, you feel yourself expanding. Your awareness spreads beyond your skin. You are not just your body. You are the stone beneath your feet. You are the water flowing around the stone. You are the air moving across your arms. You are the moonlight falling on your face. You breathe slowly. The boundaries dissolve. Where do you end and the river begin? Where does the river end and the air begin? Where does the air end and the moonlight begin? There are no edges here. There are no separations. Everything flows into everything else. A continuous exchange of energy and presence. A dance of molecules and consciousness. The night holds you. You lower your arms slowly. The motion is smooth, controlled. Your hands return to your sides. Your eyes open. The world returns to its familiar shapes. Stone, water, willow, moon. But something has changed. Or perhaps nothing has changed except your perception of it. The world was always this interconnected. You simply forgot to notice. You breathe slowly. You step from stone to stone, making your way back toward the bank. Each step requires attention, presence. The stones are slippery. The gaps between them vary. You move with care, with respect for the water flowing beneath, for the stones that offer passage, for the balance required to cross. You let go. Your feet find the moss of the bank, soft again, welcoming. The transition from stone to moss feels like coming home, like returning to something familiar after a journey to somewhere strange and wonderful. But you have not traveled far, only to the river's center and back, only to the heart of the current and home again. You breathe slowly. The path continues ahead, winding deeper into the willow forest. But you pause here, looking back at the stones, at the water flowing around them, at the place where you stood with arms extended under the watching moon. The image imprints itself on your memory, becoming part of you, becoming something you can return to in moments when stillness seems impossible, when the world moves too quickly, when you forget that peace is always available, always waiting, always flowing just beneath the surface of every moment. The night holds you. The heron is gone. You do not know when it left. Perhaps while your eyes were closed, perhaps while you were navigating the stones. It does not matter. The heron taught what it came to teach. It offered its lesson of patience and presence, and then it moved on, as all things must eventually move on. You breathe slowly. The fireflies have changed their pattern. They no longer cluster thickly in the air. Instead, they have spread out, creating a wider net of light, a broader constellation. Each firefly maintains its own rhythm now, its own unique pulse. No longer synchronized with its neighbors, the effect is mesmerizing. A field of independent lights, each one singing its own song, yet all contributing to a larger harmony. You let go. You begin to walk again. The path rises slightly, climbing a gentle slope away from the river. The willows thin here, giving way to other trees, ash and elder, their bark pale in the moonlight, their branches spreading wider, creating larger gaps through which the stars shine down. You breathe slowly. The river's sound fades behind you. Not gone, never gone, just softer, distant, a background hum that you carry with you, that remains in your ears, in your chest, in the rhythm of your blood. Once you have heard the river, you carry it forever. The night holds you. You reach the top of the slope. Before you, the land opens into a wide meadow. The grass here is long and wild, reaching to your knees, each blade tipped with a seed head that catches the moonlight like a tiny lantern. The meadow stretches away into the distance, rolling and vast, bordered by dark tree lines on the horizon. You breathe slowly. You step into the meadow. The grass parts for you, whispering against your legs, cool and alive. Each step releases a faint scent. Crushed grass, earth, the green smell of growing things. The ground beneath is soft, slightly uneven, encouraging you to walk slowly, to pay attention, to place each foot with care. You let go. Above you, the sky is open completely. No branches obscure it here. No willow canopy filters the light. The stars are overwhelming in their multitude, their brightness, their ancient fire. The Milky Way stretches across the darkness like a river of light, like the sky's answer to the water below. You breathe slowly. You walk to the meadow's center, and there you stop. You stand in the sea of grass, under the ocean of stars, between earth and heaven, between water and light. The breeze moves through the meadow, creating waves in the grass, patterns of silver that flow around you like currents, like the memory of the river translated into land and air. The night holds you. You breathe slowly, and the third chapter closes like a long exhalation, like the moment when effort gives way to ease, when seeking gives way to finding, when motion gives way to stillness. The meadow surrounds you. The stars watch over you. The river sings in the distance. You let go. The water drifts. The night holds you, and all is well. You breathe slowly. The meadow holds you in its vastness. The grass sways around your legs, a gentle tide of green turned silver by moonlight. Each blade moves independently, yet in harmony, responding to the breeze's invisible touch, creating patterns that shift and flow like water, remembering its nature even in the form of earth and stem. You let go. You lower yourself to the ground. The motion is slow, reverent. Your knees bend. Your body descends. The grass receives you, cushioning your weight, embracing you with its soft resilience. You sit cross-legged in the meadow's heart, surrounded by stalks that rise above your shoulders, creating walls that are not walls, boundaries boundaries that offer no separation, only gentle definition of space. You breathe slowly. The earth beneath you is warm, not hot, not cold, perfectly temperate, as though it has absorbed the day's distant sun and now releases that warmth back slowly, generously, a gift given without expectation of return. The warmth seeps through your clothing, through your skin, into your muscles. It loosens, it softens, it invites your body to release tensions you did not know you carried. The night holds you. You lie back. Your spine finds the earth. Your head rests on the soft cushion of grass and soil. Your arms spread to your sides, palms up, open, receptive. Your legs extend, ankles crossed loosely. You are a star yourself now, a figure stretched across the ground, limbs pointing outward, claiming space, existing fully. You breathe slowly above you. The sky is infinite. The stars are not distant points of light. They are presences, ancient and patient. They have watched this meadow for millennia. They have seen countless others lie here as you lie now, looking up, wondering, resting. They will continue watching long after you have gone, long after the meadow has changed, long after the river has carved new paths through the earth. You let go. You find the constellations, not by name. You do not need names. You find them by shape, by relationship, by the way certain stars cluster together, as though drawn by invisible bonds. Here, 3 bright points forming a triangle. There, a curved line of dimmer lights, a necklace strung across the darkness. And there, the vast river of the Milky Way, that cosmic stream flowing through the heavens as its earthly sister flows. Through the valley below, you breathe slowly. A shooting star streaks across the sky. Dot. Brief. Brilliant. Gone. A line of light drawn by an invisible hand, erased almost as quickly as it appeared. You do not make a wish. The moment itself is the wish fulfilled. To witness beauty, to see the universe in motion, to be present for the impermanent, the fleeting, the once and never again. The night holds you. Another star falls, then another. You realize you have arrived during a meteor shower, one of those nights when the sky remembers how to rain light instead of water. The stars fall in silence. No sound accompanies their burning. No crash marks their dissolution. They simply appear, trace their bright paths, and fade into memory. You breathe slowly. You do not try to count them. Numbers are unnecessary here. Quantity does not matter. Each falling star is complete unto itself, a singular event, a moment of cosmic grace. To count them would be to miss them, to think about them instead of simply seeing them, feeling them, allowing them to write their temporary stories across your vision. You let go. The grass whispers around you. The breeze has strengthened slightly, enough to create voice in the meadow, a soft susurration that sounds like distant conversation, like the earth speaking to itself in a language older than words. The grass stems bend and straighten, a rhythmic movement that mirrors breathing, that mirrors waves, that mirrors all the patterns through which life expresses itself. You breathe slowly. Your own breathing has synchronized with the meadow's movement. In as the grass bends away, out as the grass returns. In with the breeze's arrival, out with its departure. You and the meadow breathe as one organism, one being, one continuous exchange of air and presence. The night holds you. You close your eyes. The darkness behind your eyelids is not empty. It is alive with after images, the bright traces of fallen stars, the persistent glow of the Milky Way, the memory of moonlight. Colors dance in the darkness, purples and blues and deep crimsons, not colors seen with the eyes, colors created by the mind, interpreting the firings of nerves, the lingering impressions of light on retina and consciousness. You breathe slowly. You hear your heartbeat, steady, slow, patient. It thuds softly in your chest, in your ears, in your throat. Each beat sends blood through your body, a river flowing within you, echoing the river flowing through the land, reminding you that you are made of water, that you carry oceans in your veins, that the moon's pull affects not just the tides beyond, but the tides within. You let go. You feel the earth turning beneath you, not consciously, not with your physical senses, but with some deeper awareness, some ancient knowing that lives in your bones, in your cells. The planet spins, slowly, inexorably, carrying you through space, through time, through the vast darkness filled with stars. You are not still. You have never been still. You are always in motion, always traveling, always journeying through the cosmos, even when you lie perfectly quiet in a meadow under a meteor shower. You breathe slowly. You open your eyes. The sky has changed again. The moon has moved farther across its arc. The stars have rotated, their positions shifted subtly, imperceptibly to casual observation, but clearly visible to one who watches with patience, with attention, with the willingness to mark time's passage through celestial movement. The night holds you. You sit up slowly. Your body unfolds from the earth with the same gradual grace it used to descend, vertebra by vertebra, breath by breath. You return to sitting to that cross-legged posture that feels both ancient and natural, that humans have assumed for meditation and rest since the first humans learned to sit and be still. You breathe slowly. You notice the fireflies have found you again. They drift through the meadow grass, weaving between the stalks, rising and falling in gentle arcs. Their lights seem dimmer here in the open, less concentrated than they were beneath the willow canopy, but they are no less beautiful. They are context-adjusted, meadow-appropriate, perfectly calibrated to this environment, just as they were perfectly calibrated to the forest. You let go. One firefly lands on your knee. You remain perfectly still, hardly breathing, afraid to disturb it. The insect rests on your skin, its legs barely perceptible. Tiny points of contact, lighter than thought. Its light pulses once, twice, 3 times. Each pulse illuminates your knee, makes the skin there glow briefly, turns your body into a temporary lantern. You breathe slowly, then the firefly lifts off, Its departure is as gentle as its arrival. It rises into the air, rejoining its companions, becoming once again an indistinguishable part of the larger dance, the collective light show that fills the meadow with soft, intermittent brightness. The night holds you. You stand. Your legs remember their strength. Your feet press firmly into the earth. You rise to your full height, and from this position, you can see over much of the meadow grass. The landscape undulates gently around you. Small rises and shallow depressions, a terrain shaped by ancient water, by glaciers long melted, by time and weather and the patient work of roots and rain. You breathe slowly. You begin to walk again. No path marks the way through the meadow. You create your own route, following instinct, following the subtle pull of something you cannot name. The grass parts before you. It closes behind you. You leave no permanent trace. The meadow will not remember your passage. By morning, every blade will have straightened. Every stalk will have returned to its original position. You let go. The ground begins to slope downward. Gently at first, then more noticeably, you descend through the meadow, through grass that grows slightly shorter here, slightly drier, as the earth transitions from the elevated plain to something lower, something closer to water. You breathe slowly. You hear the river again. Faint at first, a whisper at the edge of perception, but growing stronger with each step down the slope. The sound is different now, fuller, deeper, as though the river has widened, has gathered tributaries, has grown in volume and voice during your time away from its banks. The night holds you. The meadow ends at a line of stones, large boulders, ancient and weathered, arranged in a natural barrier between grassland and riverbank. They are covered with lichen, green and gray and pale yellow, patterns of life that grow so slowly, a human lifetime cannot measure their expansion. You place your hand on one boulder. The stone is cool and rough, textured with countless tiny variations, a map of its own geological history written in mineral and erosion. You breathe slowly. You climb over the stones. Your bare feet find purchase on their surfaces. You move carefully, testing each hold, each step respecting the stone's hardness, its indifference to your safety. The boulders care nothing for you. They existed before you. They will exist after, but they offer passage nonetheless, asking only attention, only presence, only care. You let go. You reach the far side of the boulder barrier. Below you, the river spreads wide, wider than before, wider than you imagined. The far bank is distant, barely visible in the darkness. The water here moves slowly, massively, like a living creature too large to hurry, too powerful to rush. It flows with the inevitability of time itself, with the patience of stone being worn to sand, with the certainty of all things returning eventually to the sea. You breathe slowly. A wooden dock extends into the water, old, weathered, gray as driftwood. Its planks are worn smooth by years of rain and sun and human passage. Posts hold it above the water, driven deep into the riverbed, anchoring it against current and season. The dock reaches out into the river like an offering, like an invitation, like a bridge between solid ground and flowing water. The night holds you. You walk onto the dock. Your footsteps create soft sounds, hollow thuds that echo faintly in the space beneath the planks, absorbed quickly by water and air. The wood flexes slightly under your weight, not dangerously, just enough to remind you that it is wood, that it was once a tree, that it still retains some memory of growth and life even in this fixed, functional form. You breathe slowly. You walk to the dock's end. There you sit. Your legs dangle over the edge. Your feet hover above the water, not quite touching, close enough to feel the coolness rising from the surface. The river's exhalation, its constant breathing that creates air currents, that moves moisture upward, that feeds the mist and the clouds, and eventually the rain that will fall and become river once more. You let go. The water flows beneath you, dark and deep. You cannot see the bottom. Perhaps there is no bottom to see. Perhaps the river is bottomless here, an abyss of water reaching down into the earth's hidden places, into the aquifers and underground chambers where water gathers and waits and slowly filters through stone and soil. You breathe slowly. You dip one foot into the water. The cold shocks you gently, not painfully, just surprising enough to make you gasp softly to catch your breath. The water wraps around your ankle, your arch, your toes. It pulls at your foot, not strongly, just enough to remind you of its power, its constant motion, its desire to carry everything downstream, toward the sea, toward dissolution and renewal. The night holds you. You close your eyes. You feel the river flowing past your foot. You feel the subtle variations in current. Faster here, slower there, swirling around the dock's posts, creating eddies and backflows, complex patterns of movement that shift and change moment by moment. The water is not uniform. It is a collection of individual streams, each with its own speed, its own temperature, its own story of where it has been and where it is going. You breathe slowly. You open your eyes. You look up at the stars one more time. They have continued their rotation. The meteor shower continues. Another star falls. Another. The sky is generous tonight. It offers gift after gift, requiring nothing in return but witness, but presence, but your willingness to look up and see what the universe is showing you. You let go. You pull your foot from the water. Droplets cascade from your skin, catching moonlight as they fall, each one a tiny prism, a miniature star that lives for an instant before rejoining the river. Your foot is cold now, numb, alive with sensation. You flex your toes, feeling the blood return, the warmth rebuilding, the boundary between your body and the water reasserting itself. You breathe slowly. You stand on the dock. You turn back toward the shore. The boulders wait. The meadow waits beyond them. The willows wait beyond the meadow. The river waits beside everything. Beneath everything, the constant companion, the eternal witness, the thread that connects all the places you have been tonight, all the places you will go before the night releases you into dawn. grounds you. You walk back along the dock. Each step is deliberate, measured, present. You are not hurrying toward what comes next. You are fully here on these planks in this moment, with the river below and the stars above, and the night wrapped around you like a cloak woven from darkness and peace. You breathe slowly. You reach the shore. The fourth chapter closes like a hand releasing its grip, like water finding its level, like breath returning to its natural rhythm after exertion. The dock extends behind you. The river flows beside you. The meadow spreads above you. You let go. The water drifts. The night holds you, and all is well. You breathe slowly. The shore receives you back into its embrace. Your feet leave the dock's smooth planks and find the earth again. Cool soil mixed with sand, dampened by the river's proximity, textured with small pebbles that press gently into your soles. Each step grounds you, reminds you of your weight, your substance, your place on this planet spinning through darkness. You let go. You do not climb back over the boulders. Instead, you follow the shoreline, walking parallel to the river, keeping the water always at your right hand. The ground here is softer than the meadow above, more yielding, shaped by seasonal floods, by the river's reaching fingers during times of high water. Your footprints remain visible behind you for a moment, shallow depressions in the damp earth, before the soil slowly fills them in, erasing evidence of your passage. You breathe slowly. The willows appear again ahead. Not the same willows, different ones, or perhaps the same trees seen from a different angle, encountered after a long journey that has brought you full circle. The branches hang low as before, trailing in the current, creating that familiar curtain between water and air, between flow and stillness. The night holds you. You enter the willow grove. The temperature drops slightly. The air becomes denser, heavier with moisture. The trees create a microclimate here, a pocket of humidity and shadow, where the day's heat never fully penetrates and the night's coolness lingers. Moss grows thick on every surface, on roots, on stones, on the lower portions of the trunks. It glows faintly in the moonlight, luminous and soft, like green velvet spread across the earth. You breathe slowly. You smell the familiar scent of river water and growing things. But there is something new now, something sweet and earthy mixed together. Mushrooms. They grow in clusters at the bases of the willows, pale caps emerging from the moss, perfectly formed, delicate as thoughts made solid. You do not touch them, you simply observe. They are completing their brief cycle. Emergence, maturity, spore release, dissolution, all in the span of a single night or two. You let go. The fireflies are fewer here. Just a handful remain, widely spaced, their lights pulsing slowly, languorously, as though even they grow tired as the night deepens, or perhaps not tired, perhaps simply settling into a different rhythm, a slower tempo appropriate to these late hours when the world moves toward its quietest point, that moment before dawn, when even the nocturnal creatures pause and consider rest. You breathe slowly. you find a willow larger than the others. Its trunk is massive, gnarled with age, twisted by decades of growth and weather and the slow work of gravity. The bark is deeply furrowed, creating vertical channels that collect moisture, that provide homes for insects and moss and tiny ecosystems too small to see, but no less alive for their invisibility. The night holds you. You sit at the tree's base. The roots create a natural throne, a seat formed by wood and time. You settle into it, your back against the trunk, your legs stretched before you. The tree supports you completely. Its strength is absolute. Its presence is patient. It has stood here through countless nights like this one, through seasons and years and the slow turning of the world. You breathe slowly. You place your palms flat against the trunk on either side of you. You close your eyes. You listen, not just with your ears, with your entire body. You listen through your back pressed to the bark. You listen through your palms touching wood. You listen through your feet resting on roots. You listen through your breath moving in and out, carrying sound into your lungs, into your blood. You let go. The tree has a heartbeat, not like yours. Slower, much slower, a pulse that takes minutes rather than seconds, a rhythm measured in the movement of sap through vessels, in the expansion and contraction of cells, in the subtle exchange of water and minerals between root and branch. You cannot hear this heartbeat with your ears, but you feel it deep in your bones, in that place where knowing lives before it becomes thought. You breathe slowly. You feel the river through the tree. The willow's roots extend down into the water, into the saturated soil, drinking constantly, pulling moisture upward through the trunk, through the branches, releasing it through leaves into the air. The tree is a bridge between river and sky, between earth and atmosphere. Water flows through it continuously, transformed by its passage through wood and leaf, from liquid to vapor, from heaviness to lightness. The night holds you. You are part of this cycle now. The moisture in your breath joins the humidity in the air. The water in your cells responds to the same pull that draws sap upward through the tree. The salt in your blood remembers the ancient ocean from which all life emerged. You are not separate from the willow, from the river, from the earth. You are one expression of the same force that animates everything, the force that makes water flow, that makes trees grow, that makes hearts beat and lungs breathe and consciousness arise from matter. You breathe slowly. You open your eyes. The world has softened. The edges of things have blurred. Willow branches merge with mist. Water merges with air. Moonlight merges with shadow. Everything flows into everything else. Boundaries dissolving, separations revealed as illusion, as convenient fictions that help you navigate, but do not reflect the deeper truth of interconnection. You let go. You notice the sky has changed. The stars are dimming, not gone, not yet, but fading, their light weakening as though a veil has been drawn across them. The moon, too, seems paler, less luminous, its silver light diluting into something softer, something less defined. You breathe slowly. Dawn is coming, not soon, but inevitable. The night is beginning its slow transformation into day. The change is imperceptible, moment to moment, visible only when you compare now to an hour ago, when you notice that the darkness has thinned, that shadows have become less absolute, that the world is preparing itself for the return of the sun. The night holds you, but its hold is gentling, loosening, preparing to release you. You stand slowly, reluctantly, grateful for the tree's support, for the night's gifts, for the journey that has brought you from river's edge to clearing to meadow, to dock and back again to this willow grove, this place that feels both like beginning and ending, like arrival and departure, like home. You breathe slowly. You step away from the tree. You bow slightly, instinctively, a gesture of thanks to the willow, to the earth, to the night itself. No one sees this gesture. It matters to no one, except that it matters to you. It completes something. It honors what is past. It acknowledges the gift of peace, of rest, of this timeless wandering through darkness and beauty. You let go. You walk deeper into the grove. The ground slopes downward again, gently leading you back toward the river's edge. The water sounds closer now, fuller, as though tributaries have joined during the night, as though the river has gathered itself for the final portion of its journey to the sea. You breathe slowly. You emerge from the willows onto a small beach. Sand, pale and fine, spreads in a crescent along the water's edge. The river has deposited it here over time, grain by grain, building this shore through patient accumulation, through the slow work of current and tide. The sand is cool beneath your feet, yielding, leaving clear footprints that will last until the next flood, until the river rises and smooths everything clean again. The night holds you. You walk to the water's edge. The river here is calm, almost still. A pool has formed, protected from the main current by a curve in the bank, by underwater formations that deflect the flow. The surface is smooth as glass, dark as obsidian, deep as memory. You breathe slowly. You kneel at the water's edge. Your reflection appears below you, dim, wavering slightly, but recognizable. Your face looks back at you from the depths, moon-pale, shadow-eyed, more peaceful than you remember ever seeing it. The night has transformed you, not physically, not outwardly, but something has shifted, something has settled, something has been returned to its proper place within you. You let go. You lower both hands into the water. The cold embraces your fingers, your palms, your wrists. You cup your hands together, lifting water from the river, bringing it to your face. The liquid runs over your cheeks, your forehead, your closed eyelids. It drips from your chin, returning to the river, completing its cycle. You breathe slowly. The water washes away more than surface dust. It carries away weariness, worry, the accumulated weight of days and tasks and obligations that have nothing to do with rivers and willows and moonlight. It cleanses not your skin, but something deeper. Your attention, your presence, your capacity to be here now, fully alive to this moment and no other. The night holds you. You stand. Water drips from your face. from your hands. You do not wipe it away. You let it evaporate naturally, slowly, becoming mist, becoming air, becoming part of the humidity that hangs over the river, that will rise with the morning sun, that will form clouds and eventually rain and return once more to feed the river. You breathe slowly. You look upstream. The river extends into darkness, curving away between willow banks, disappearing into shadow and mist. You cannot see where it comes from. You can only know it originates somewhere in the mountains, in springs and snowmelt, and the gathered water of 1,000 tributaries. You let go. You look downstream. The river extends into growing light. The sky in that direction is no longer black. It has become deep blue, then lighter blue, then a pale glow that hints at colors yet to come, rose and gold, and the warm promise of sunrise. You breathe slowly. The first bird calls. A single note, clear and pure. It cuts through the silence like a bell, like an announcement, like the world's first words spoken into the void. The note hangs in the air, then fades, then comes again, then is answered by another bird, another note, a different pitch and rhythm. The night holds you, but the night is ending. You feel it in the air, in the temperature, in the quality of light. Dawn is no longer coming. Dawn is here, arriving moment by moment, breath by breath. The transformation is gentle, gradual, but irreversible. The night must yield today. Darkness must give way to light. This is the rhythm. This is the law. This is how the world turns. You breathe slowly. The stars have disappeared. You did not see them go. They faded while you were not watching, while you were focused on the river, on your reflection, on the water washing your face. But now the sky is empty of stars. Only the moon remains, and even it has become translucent, ghostly, visible, but no longer commanding, no longer the center of everything. You let go. The river brightens. The water catches the pre-dawn light, reflects it, multiplies it. The surface that was black becomes gray, then silver, then it begins to take on color. Hints of blue, suggestions of green, reflections of the sky's transformation from night to morning. You breathe slowly. You understand that it is time to leave. Not because you must, but because the night has given what it came to give. The journey is complete. The wandering has reached its natural conclusion. You have walked along the river, through the meadow, across stones and dock and willow grove. You have watched falling stars and patient herons. You have listened to water and wind and the deep heartbeat of ancient trees. You have dissolved and reformed, released and returned, remembered what it means to be still, to be present, to be held by something larger than yourself. The night holds you. One last time, for one last moment. Then it releases you, gently, completely, with the same grace it has shown throughout this journey. You breathe slowly, you turn away from the river. You walk up the beach, through the willows, following a path that leads away from the water, toward the world that waits beyond this enchanted space. Your feet find the way without conscious guidance. Your body knows where to go, not back to where you started. That place is gone. You are not the same person who began this journey. You cannot return to who you were before. You let go, but you carry the river with you, in your memory, in your breath, in the rhythm of your blood. The river is not a place you visited. It is something that has become part of you, something that will flow through your days and nights, a source of peace you can return to whenever the world grows too loud, too fast, too hard. You breathe slowly, the trees thin. Light increases, the sky continues its transformation. Blue giving way to pink, pink giving way to gold. Behind you, the river flows on, always flowing, always changing, always the same. The night has released you, but its gifts remain. The memory of moonlight on water, the sound of willows whispering, the patience of stones, the dance of fireflies, the depth of silence, the peace of surrender. You breathe slowly and you walk forward into the morning, into the light, into the world that awaits. But you walk differently now, slower, more present, more aware of the river that flows through all things, the current that connects every moment to every other moment, the water that makes life possible and beautiful and worth this temporary journey from darkness to light and back again. You let go. The water drifts. Morning holds you now, and all is well. All has always been well. All will always be well. The river knows this. The night taught you this, and you carry this knowing forward, a gift more precious than gold, more lasting than stone, more necessary than breath itself. You breathe slowly, one last time in the presence of the river, one last time in the presence of the fading night, one last time in the space between darkness and dawn, and then you step fully into the light. The 5th chapter closes like water returning to the sea, like breath returning to air, like consciousness returning to the vast awareness from which it arose. The story ends. The journey completes. The river continues its eternal song. You breathe slowly. You let go, and you are free. The end whispers of the Moonlit River.